Without further ado, question time. Number one.
Hi, I'm over here in the seat. Excluding bugs and snakes, what was the most scariest thing that each one of you have had to myth bust?
Well, I'd have to say to start that the thing that scares us most is the one that we didn't know just missed us. And, it's like, in retrospect, if we lived through it, and we happen to all have our hands and toes still, fortunately, so, then that means that we're not scared anymore. It's the ones that you didn't know that were just about to blow your head off that get you.
I'll say that underwater car. I know the first episode of Underwater Car, where he sang me in the pool, was scary for a lot of people to watch, including Jamie from the back seat. I actually loved that episode. I had no problem doing it. I felt safe as houses. I'm very confident in the water. The second Underwater Car we did, where we dragged the car off a barge and put it upside down, is the single scariest freaking thing I've ever done in my whole life. We put into place tons of contingency plans and safety procedures. We used every last one of them, and now I know what it smells like when we get really close to a line that I don't actually want to get close to again. I've forbidden my mother from watching that episode. She would have a nervous breakdown. Losing all my bearings in a car filled, one of the things you didn't know in the episode is that the car was owned by a smoker. When we bought it, there was like 500 cigarette butts ground into the ashtray and all over the car, so that when it filled with water, the water was brown. So I was upside down in brown water without a mask. I couldn't see, neither could my safety diver, and I completely lost all my bearings instantly. I reached my hand out for my safety diver, Don Best, who was right here, and Don, as a prearrangement, slapped a regulator into it, and I put it in my mouth, but it was upside down, because I was upside down. And any of you who've done diving know that when you put an upside down regulator, you get a breath, but it's a big wet one. And a wet breath is very, very unpleasant. And it's one of the main things I've learned on the show over the years is that I don't panic. But that's as close as I've ever come. I stopped, turned the respirator around, purged it, and took a nice clean breath, and then waited for the car to settle. But that was the scariest for me.
Yeah, I just want to add to that I was nearby watching all this, and I knew he was fine because I could hear him chattering the whole time.
Yeah, I think actually the closest call that we've had this season was from a piece of fruit. Grant, I think, has flashbacks to a falling orange from the sky that he just gets a little twitch every now and then.
What do you mean?
We were testing, is water like concrete? If you fall from a certain height, well, I think it actually already aired. So, what you didn't see is when we tested to see where the pig was going to land, Tori threw an orange out of the helicopter. And
I wasn't trying to hit him.
It worked fine earlier in the day when there was less wind. Yes. So you see where the orange splats, and then you know, it's that close to the drop zone, perfect. And then toss the pig out.
Yes.
Later on in the day, the wind started to pick up.
Yeah, and this orange took off, and it did like a curveball, and it went straight towards Grant.
It was literally 3 feet away.
Just
no. It was closer than that.
Watermelons.
It was way closer than that. It was 2 feet from me and 1 foot from you, because we have it on camera the whole time. We're seeing it, and we're like, okay, there's no way it's coming this close to us. It looks really like it's going to fall on us, but that's not going to happen. And the camera's on, and we're like, okay, we're not going to move because we don't want to panic on camera. And then it goes, poof, right next to us, and we just...
I think I grabbed the walkie and was like, you almost just killed me with a piece of fruit.
And I'm like, how does that look?
It is San Francisco after all.
Next time we're going to use, watermelons? I don't know.
Yeah. Next time I'll be in the helicopter.
For me, working with animals, whenever, red flag to a bull, I had to, face down a 1,600-pound fighting bull. I had to get attacked by an attack dog, but one time I was going up to, we were seeing if a crocodile can go, if you can get away from a crocodile by running in a zigzag, that they won't be able to follow you. And I did the mistake of calling my mom and telling her what I was doing before I did it. Usually I would do it and then call her and be like, yeah, I was just in a ring with a bull. And she's like, what? And I'm like, I'm fine. She's like, okay. But this time she was like, what are you doing in Florida? I'm like, we're going to go there and I'm going to get this crocodile to chase me. And she freaked out. She's like, do me a favor. Don't ever tell me what you're doing until you've done it and you're okay, and then I'll watch it on the show.
Do you sense a theme here with animals attempting to eat Tori? But I think for me, that's
Delicious, delicious Tori Belleci.
That's
Very-
one of the
very juicy.
scariest things was we were testing for Shark Week, which is coming up, by the way.
July 31st.
July 31st. So we're trying to see if thrashing about in the water or playing dead, which of those two is a better strategy for having sharks avoiding eating you. So they chum the water, and the sharks are whipped into a frenzy. Carrie's just dumping fish into the water. Like, I think that's enough fish. Like, no, a little bit more, a little bit more. I don't know why.
And then Grant got in the water, and so we had to act like we're, drowning. So we would be like, help me. And Grant started this, help. It was like guttural, like primal scream. I mean, little did we know his inner child was like an 80-year-old Southern woman. Help.
Terrifying, yes.